Yes, indeed. My sister Martha and I have been talking all week about your sermon last Sunday. It was wonderful, Dr. Harper. In 2 short years, you've taken on the spirit of Brooklyn.
That's very gratifying, Miss Brewster.
You see, living next to the church all our lives, we've seen so many ministers come and go. And the spirit of Brooklyn, we always say, is friendliness. And your sermons are not just sermons, but friendly talks.
I have always enjoyed my conversations with Cardinal Gibbons. Or have I met him yet?
Not yet, dear. Are the biscuits good?
Bully.
Would you have another biscuit, Dr. Harper?
No, thank you, Miss Abby. I'm afraid I'll have no appetite for dinner now. I always taste those lovely biscuits, just to taste the lovely jam.
Oh, you haven't tried the quince yet. We always put a little apple in it to take the tartness out.
Oh, no, thank you.
Well, we'll send you over a jar. I do hope they're not going to make us use that imitation flour again, what with the war trouble. It may not be very charitable of me, but I've almost come to the conclusion that this Mr. Hitler isn't very Christian.
If only Europe was on another planet.
Europe, sir?
Yes, Teddy.
Point your gun the other way.
Gun?
To the west. There's your enemy. There's Japan.
Yes, yes.
Teddy.
No, Aunt Martha. Not so much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Oh, let's not talk about war, Teddy. Would you like another cup of tea?
No, thank you, Aunt Abby.
Dr. Harper.
Oh, no, thank you. I must admit, Miss Abby, that war and violence seem far removed from these peaceful surroundings.
It is peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes, peaceful. The virtues of another day. They're all here in this house. Gentle virtues that went out with candlelight, good manners, and no taxes.
It's one of the oldest houses in Brooklyn. It's just as it was when Grandfather Brewster built and furnished it, except the electricity, which we use as little as possible. It was Mortimer persuaded us to put it in.
Yes, I understand that. Your nephew Mortimer seems to live only by electric light.
Oh, the poor boy works so late. I understand he's taking the lane tonight again. Oh, Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be here a little later.
Delighted.
Oh, that is a lane that Mortimer takes to the theatre.
Well, it's a new experience for me to wait up until 3 in the morning to wait up for my daughter.
Oh, I do hope you don't disapprove of Mortimer.
Well,
oh, we'd feel so guilty if you did. I mean, Sister Martha and I, well, since it was in our home that your daughter met Mortimer.
of course, Miss Abby, and so I'll say immediately that I believe Mortimer himself to be quite a worthy gentleman. But I must also admit that I've watched the growing intimacy between him and my daughter with some trepidation. For one reason, Miss Abby.
Oh, you mean his stomach, Dr. Harper?
Stomach?
His dyspepsia. Oh, he's bothered with it so, poor boy.
Oh, Miss Abby, I'll be frank with you. I'm speaking of your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theatre.
The theatre? Oh, no, Dr. Harper. Why, Mortimer writes for a New York newspaper.
I know, Miss Abby, I know, but a dramatic critic constantly is exposed to the theatre, and I don't doubt, but some of them do develop an interest in it.
Oh, well, not Mortimer. Why, Mortimer hates the theatre.
Really?
Oh, yes. He writes terrible things about the theatre. He was always so happy writing about real estate, which he really knew something about. But then they made him take this terrible night position. And as he says, the theatre can't last very much longer. And I think too, maybe a year or two, perhaps. Oh, who can that be? I'll go, Teddy dear, thank you. Oh, would you come in, Mr. Brophy?
Hello, Miss Brewster.
How are you, Mr. Klein?
Very well, Miss Brewster.
Gentlemen, what news have you brought me?
Well, we have nothing to report.
Splendid. At ease.
You know Dr. Harper?
Sure. Hello, Dr. Hopper. We've come to collect the toys for the Christmas fund.
Oh, yes.
That's great work you men do. Fixing up discarded toys to give to the poor children. A happier Christmas.
Well, it gives us something to do whenever we have to sit around the station. You get tired of playing cards. Then you start cleaning your gun. Next thing you know, you shot yourself in the foot.
Oh, Teddy, would you go upstairs and bring down the big box in your Aunt Martha's room? And how is Mrs. Brophy today? Mrs. Brophy has been quite ill, Doctor.
Pneumonia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, she's better now. A little weak still.
Well, I'm going to give you some beef broth to take to her.
Oh, don't bother, Miss Abby. You've done so much already.
Oh, no, we may. And Sister Martha is taking some right now for Mr. Beninsky. Now, you sit there now and be comfortable, all of you. I won't be a minute.
She shouldn't go to all that trouble. Listen, try to stop poor sister from doing something nice. And for nothing. They don't even care how you vote. That was my hat as well.
When I received my call to Brooklyn, I moved next door. My wife wasn't too well. She died in, well, the months before then. If I know what pure kindness and generosity are, it's because I've known the Brewster sisters.
Oh, Colonel, you said you wouldn't do that.
But I have to call a cabinet meeting to get the release of these supplies.
He used to do that in the middle of the night. The neighbors' race came with us. They're a little afraid of him.
It's quite harmless.
Suppose he does think he is Teddy Roosevelt. A lot more worse people than you think he was.
It's a damn shame. Nice family like this, hatching a cuckoo.
Well, his father, the old girl's brother, seems he was some sort of genius. And their father, Teddy's grandfather, seems he's a little crazy too.
Oh yeah, he was crazy like a fox. He made $1 million.
Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, patent medicine. Some sort of quack of some sort. He used to house here as a clinic and try to mountain people.
I used to make a few mistakes occasionally too.
Yeah, but the department never bothered him much. He was pretty useful when it come to autopsies, especially the poison cases.
Well, whatever he'd done, he set his daughters up for life. Thank God for that.
Yeah, not that they ever spent any of it on themselves.
Yes, I'm well aware of their charges.
Oh, you don't know the tenth of it. When I was working in the missing persons bureau, I was trying to trace the body of an old man that I never did find. And this house is on a renting agency's list for furnished rooms. Now, they don't rent rooms. You can bet that anybody comes in looking for a room goes away with a good meal, probably a few dollars in the cake, too.
It's just their way of digging up people that do some good to.
Well, isn't this nice?
Good afternoon, Miss Brewster.
How are you, Mr. Brophy? Dr. Harper, Mr. Klein?
Very well, Miss Brewster. We dropped in to get the Christmas toys.
Teddy's Army and Navy? They were all packed?
Oh, the colonel's upstairs after him. It seems the cabinet has to okay it.
Yes, of course. How's Mrs. Brophy?
Oh, she's doing fine, ma'am. Your sister's off getting me some soup to take to her.
Oh, yes, we just made it this morning. I just took some to her man. We broke ever so many bones.
Oh, you're back, Martha. And how is Mr. Beninsky?
Well, dear, she's feeling much better now. The doctor was there, but he said it's pretty serious. He's going to amputate in the morning.
Oh, can we be present?
No. I did ask him, he said it was against the rules of the hospital.
You couldn't be of any service, and you must spare yourself something.
Now, Miss Brophy, that's the broth, and make sure it's good and hot.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, these are fine. That old Mally boy's nuts about soldiers.
That's General Miles. I retired him. What's this? The Oregon?
Oh, Teddy dear, put it back.
But the Oregon goes to Australia.
Now, Teddy.
I've promised fighting Bob Evans.
Teddy.
What's the difference what kid gets them? Bobby Evans, is he coming? We'll run along, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Not at all.
I must be running along.
Oh, before you go, Dr. Harper.
You ever tried to persuade him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh, no. Why, he's so happy being Teddy Roosevelt.
Once, a long time ago, Do you remember, Martha? We thought it would be George Washington.
But he
it would
stayed
be
on-
a change for.
But he stayed under his bed for days and wouldn't be anybody.
So we thought then maybe if it Mr. Roosevelt, then he'd be happy.
Well, if you're happy, and what's more important, he's happy too.
Yes, yes.
You see that he signs these?
What are they?
Dr. Harper has arrangements made for Teddy to go to the Happy Dale Sanitarium after we pass on.
But why should he sign any papers now?
It's better to have it all settled. If the Lord should take you suddenly, perhaps we couldn't persuade Teddy. And that would mean an unlegal, pleasant procedure.
Dr. Harper has arranged for Mr. Witherspoon to call here to see Teddy.
Mr. Witherspoon, who's he?
He's the superintendent of Happy Dale. No, I better be running along. Elaine will be looking for me.
Oh, give Elaine our love. And Dr. Harper, don't think too harshly of Mortimer because he's a dramatic critic. Somebody has to do those things.
Did you just have tea? Isn't it rather late?
Dinner's going to be late too.
So, why?
Teddy! Teddy! Good news for you. You're going to Panama to dig another lock of the canal.
Splendid! I shall go and prepare for the journey at once.
Abby, when I was out,
Yes, I couldn't wait for you. I didn't know when you'd be back. And Dr. Harper was coming.
but all by yourself.
Oh, I did fine.
I run right downstairs and see.
No, Martha, I was all alone.
So,
Martha, look, the window seat. Oh, it's Elaine. Come in, dear.
Good afternoon, Miss Abby. Good afternoon, Miss Martha. Oh, I thought Father was here.
he's just this minute left. Didn't you meet him?
No, I took the shortcut through the cemetery. Mortimer hasn't come yet?
Not yet. Come in and sit down.
Oh, he asked me to meet him here. Do you mind if I wait?
Oh, not at all. But we really must speak to Mortimer about doing this to you.
Doing what?
Well, he was brought up to know better. When a gentleman's taken out a young lady, he should call for her at her house.
Oh, there's something about calling for a girl at a parsonage that discourages any man who doesn't afford her.
Oh, we have to speak to Mortimer. He's doing this too often.
No, please don't. After young men whose idea of nightlife was to take me to prayer meetings, it's almost wonderful to go to the theatre every night of my life.
Well, it's comfortable for us too, dear. Because if Mortimer has to see some of those plays that he has to see, at least he's sitting next to a minister's daughter. Oh, don't bother with anything in the
Oh,
kitchen.
Elaine, what would you think of us not having this cleared away?
Wait till Mortimer comes in and I'll help you. Mortimer should be here any minute now.
Yes, Father must have been surprised not to find me at home. I'd better run over and say goodnight to him.
It's a shame you missed him, dear.
If Mortimer comes to tell him, I'll be right there. Hello, Mortimer.
Hello, Aunt Martha. You weren't going out tonight, were you?
Abby, Mortimer's here.
I was just going over to tell Father not to wait up for me tonight.
I didn't know that was still being done.
You know what he's like, darling.
Oh, Mortimer, how are you?
Oh, Abby.
Yes,
How are
dear.
you? You haven't changed much since yesterday.
It was yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, we've seen a great deal of you lately. Come, sit down. Sit down.
Abby, don't we have something to do in the kitchen?
Huh?
You know the tea things?
Oh, yes, the evenings. Come sit down and make yourselves at home. Come.
Just make yourselves at home.
Well, can't you take a hint?
No. That was pretty obvious. Lack of inventiveness, I should say.
Yes, that's exactly what you'd say.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
I don't care. I'm not very hungry.
Well, I've just had breakfast. Say we wait until after the show.
But that'll make it pretty late, won't it?
No. Not with this little stinker we're seeing tonight. From what I hear, we'll be at Blake's by 10 o'clock.
You ought to be fair to these plays.
Darling, these plays fair to me.
I've never seen you walk out in a musical.
That musical is an opening tonight.
No?
Darling, you're going to have to learn the rules. With a musical, there are always 4 changes of title and 3 postponements. I mean, they liked it in New Haven, but from what I hear, it needs a lot of work, okay?
Oh, I was hoping it was a musical.
Such a lifeline.
Not a bit. Musicals somehow have a humanizing effect on you. After a serious play, we join the proletariat to the subway, and then I listen to a lecture on the drama. After a musical, you bring me home in a taxi, and you make a few passes.
Now, hold on. That's a fairly inaccurate piece of reporting there, dear.
Oh, I will admit that after the Berman play, you told me I had an authentic beauty, and that's a hell of a thing to say to a girl. It wasn't until after our first musical that you told me I had nice legs. And I have, too.
You know, for a minister's daughter, you sure know a lot about life. Where'd you learn that?
In the choir loft.
Well, I'm going to have to teach that to you sometime. A close connection between religion and eroticism.
Religion never gets as high as the choir loft. Which reminds me, I better run over and speak to Father.
I've never been able to rationalize it.
What?
By falling in love with a girl who lives in Brooklyn.
Falling in love? You're not stupidly articulate, are you?
The only way I can regain my self-respect is to keep you in New York.
Did you say keep?
No. You see, I've come to the conclusion that you're holding out for the legalities.
I can afford to be a good girl for quite a few years yet.
I can't wait that long. Where could we be married in a hurry? Say to me.
I'm afraid Father will insist on officiating.
Oh, God. I bet your father would make even a married sound pedestrian.
Are you by any chance writing a review of it?
Oh, forgive me, darling. It's an occupational disease. I may give that play good notice tonight.
Now, darling, don't pretend you love me that much.
You be sure to tell your father not to wait up tonight.
I think tonight I'd better tell him to wait up.
I'll telephone Winchell to publish the ban.
Nevertheless,
All right, all formal and legal, but no later than next month.
darling! I'll talk it over with Father and set the date.
So, there'll be a lot of opening nights in October. We'll have to see what's in rehearsal.
Hello, Mortimer.
How are you, Mr. President?
Well, just bully. What news have you brought me?
Just this thing. The country is squarely behind you.
I know, isn't it marvelous? Well, goodbye.
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 Where are you off to, Teddy?
Why, Panama.
Panama's the cellar. He digs lots for the canals down there.
You're so sweet with him. And he's very fond of you.
Teddy always was my favorite brother.
Favorite? Were there more of you?
There's another one. Jonathan.
I've never heard of him. Your aunts never mentioned him.
No, we don't like to talk about Jonathan. He left Brooklyn early by request. You see, Jonathan was the kind of boy who liked to cut worms into with his teeth.
What became of him?
He wanted to be a surgeon like my grandfather, but he refused to go to medical school first, so the practice got him into trouble.
Aren't you two going to be late for the theatre?
No, we're skipping dinner. We don't have to be there for another half hour.
Or I'll leave you alone for...
Don't bother, darling. I have to run over and speak to Father. Before I go out, he likes to pray over me a little. I'll be right back. I'll come through the cemetery.
Oh, wait. If that prayer isn't too long, I have time to lead you beside the still water.
Oh, Mortimer, that's the first time I've ever heard you quote the Bible. We knew Elaine would be good for you.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to marry her.
Oh, wonderful. Martha, come in here, quick. Martha, I've got the most wonderful news for you. Martha. Still. Mortimer and Elaine are going to be married.
Married? Oh, Mortimer, darling,
Oh, we hoped it would be just like this.
Well, Elaine must be the happiest girl in the world.
Happy? Just look at her leaping over those gravestones. What is that?
What's what, dear?
That's a horned incarnate.
Oh, no, dear, that's Emma V. Stout's ascending to heaven.
Well, Mrs. Stout's left ear. That's a red-crested swallow. I've only ever seen one of those in my entire life.
What are you doing talking about a bird? What with the Elaine and the engagement and everything?
That's an endangered species. Thoreau was very fond of it. Oh, by the way, I left a brown envelope around here last week. It was one of my chapters on Thoreau. Have you seen it?
Well, if you left it here, it must be here somewhere.
When are you getting married? What are your plans? There must be something more you can tell us about Elaine.
Elaine, Elaine thought it was brilliant. Brilliant.
What was, dear?
A chapter on Thoreau.
Oh, when Elaine comes back, we must have a little celebration. Okay, we have to drink to your happiness. Martha, is there any more of the Lady Baltimore cake left?
Yes.
Well, then I'll open a bottle of wine.
What happened to that?
If you think it happened in this room,
Well, dear, with your fiancé beside you tonight, I do hope the play will be something that you both can enjoy for once. Maybe it will be something romantic. What's the name of it?
Murder Will Out.
Oh, dear.
It's quite clever, actually. Curtain opens up, first thing you see, dead body. Hey, Dad!
Yes, dear.
You were going to make plans for Teddy to go to that sanitarium, Happydale?
Yes, it's been all arranged. Dr. Harper was here today with the papers for Teddy to sign.
Where are they?
Here they are.
He's got to sign these right away. No. He's got to sign these right away.
there's no such hurry as that.
Teddy's down in the cellar. Teddy's down in the cellar. Get him up here. Now!
When Teddy starts working on the canal, you can't get him to do anything else.
Teddy's got to go to Happydale. Now! Tonight!
Oh, no, dear, that's not until after we're gone.
Right away, I'm telling you. Right away!
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? Why, as long as we're alive, we never can be separated from Teddy.
Listen to me. Listen. Sit down. Okay. Now, I have some frightfully shocking news for you both. Now, we've all got to keep our heads. You know how he sort of... he humored Teddy because we thought he was harmless.
Why, he is harmless.
He was harmless. He was. That's why he has to go to Happydale. That's why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, how can you suddenly change your mind about Teddy, your own brother?
Well, you're going to have to know sometime. It might as well be now. Teddy's killed a man.
Nonsense, dear.
There's a dead body in that window seat.
Yes, we know.
No.
Of course, dear. But it's got nothing to do with Teddy.
Where's her body in the window seat?
Mortimer, just forget about it. Forget you ever saw the gentleman.
Forget.
We never dreamed you'd peek.
Well, who is he?
Hoskins. Adam Hoskins. That's all I know about him, except that he's a Methodist.
That's all you know about him. But what happened to him?
He died.
And Martha, men just don't get into window seats and die.
No, he died first.
Well, how?
Mortimer, don't be so inquisitive. The gentleman died because he drank some wine with poison in it.
How did the poison get in the wine?
We put it in the wine because it's less noticeable. In tea, it has a distinct odor.
You put it in the wine.
Yes, I put it in the wine, and I put Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Dr. Harper was coming.
So you know what you've done, but you didn't want Harper to see the body.
Oh, not a tea. It wouldn't have been very nice. Now, Mortimer, you know everything. That's it. And I do think that Martha and I have the right to our little secrets.
And don't you tell Elaine. Oh, Abby, when I was out, I called in to Mrs. Schultz. She's much better now. But she'd like us to take Junior to the movies again.
Oh, we must do that tomorrow or the next day.
Yes, but this time we're going. We want to go. Junior's not going to take me into one of those scary pictures.
Hello. Hello. City desk? Yeah. Al, do you know who this is? Okay. Listen, Al, when I left the office today, did I say where I was going? Okay. What time you got? Okay, so it'll take me half an hour to get to Brooklyn. Oh, it must be here. Abby, Martha, come in here, please. Come in here.
Yes, dear.
What are we going to do? What are you going to do?
What are we going to do about what, dear?
There's a dead body in there.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Good heavens. I can't very well turn you over. I can't turn you over to the police. I can't. What am I going to do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop being so excited.
And stop worrying. We told you to forget all about it.
Cricket, how can I make you realize that something has to be done about this?
Mortimer, you behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle like this.
Mr. Hitchkiss.
Hoskins, dear.
Whatever his name is, you can't just leave him in there.
We don't intend to, dear.
What are you going to do with him? What are you going to do? You can't just leave him there. The smell will be awful. What are you going to do?
Teddy's down in the cellar digging the lock in the canal.
You're going to bury this man in a cellar?
Oh, yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
Well, you can't bury this. Others?
The other gentleman.
When you say others, do you mean like more than one others?
Oh, yes, dear. Let me see. This is 11, isn't it, Abby?
No, Martha, this is 12.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
No, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came in here, it occurred to me he would make an even dozen.
But you shouldn't really count the first one.
Oh, but I did count the first one. That's 12.
Hello. Pal. Oh, it's good to hear your voice.
And anyway, they're all down in the cellar.
Listen, Al, I'm glad you called, okay? I'm not covering that plate tonight. I'm feeling a little, paranoid. No, you wouldn't know. Al, listen, you got to get a hold of George, okay? Now, he's got to cover that plate tonight. No, Al, you're wrong. This is my department. I'm running it. You get a hold of George. Where were we? 12 bodies!
Yes, Abby thinks we ought to count the first one, and that makes 12.
Who was the first one?
Mr. Midgley, and he was a Baptist.
But I still think we can't take full credit for him because he just died.
But Martha means he died with no help from us. He came here looking for a room.
It was right after you moved to New York.
And we didn't want to let that lovely room go to waste when there were so many people in need of it.
He was such a lonely old man.
All his kith and kin were dead.
We felt so sorry for him.
He was all lonely and forlorn. Well, when his heart attack came and he sat dead in that chair, looking so peaceful. Remember, Martha, we made up our minds then and there that if we could help other lonely old men to that same peace, we would.
You died right in that chair. I'm awful for you.
Oh, no, dear. Why, it was rather like old times. Your grandfather always used to have a cadaver or two around the house, and you see Teddy was digging the Panama, and he thought Mr. Misley was a yellow fever victim.
That's why he had to be buried immediately.
So we all took him down to Panama and put him in the lock. Now, that's why we told you not to worry about it, because we know exactly what to be done.
So that's how all of this started. That guy walking in here and dropping dead.
Well, we couldn't depend on that happening again, so...
You remember the jars of poison that have been up in the shelves in Grandfather's laboratory all these years?
And you know your Aunt Martha's knack for mixing things. You've eaten enough of our piccalilli.
Well, dear, for a gallon of elderberry wine, I take 1 teaspoon of arsenic, then add a half a teaspoon of strychnine, and just a pinch of cyanide.
She should have got a kick.
Oh, yes. One of our gentlemen found time to say, How delicious.
Well, I must get things started for the dinner.
Well, I'll help you, Martha.
Are you going to stay for dinner?
No, I couldn't think.
I'm trying to do that.
Fine.
Well, I feel so much better now. Oh, you have to wait for Elaine, don't you, dear? You must be so happy. Well, I'll leave you alone with your thoughts.
Hello? Oh, it's you.
Don't be cross, darling. Father could see that I was excited, so I told him about us, and that made it hard for me to get away. But listen, darling, he's not going to wait up for me tonight.
Listen, Elaine, you run along home, okay? I'll call you up in a day or two.
What?
You know I always call you up every day or two.
But we're going to the theater tonight.
No, we're not. No.
Well, why not?
So something's come up.
What, darling? Mortimer, you've lost your job?
No, I lost my job. I'm just not covering that play tonight. So you run along home, okay?
But I've got to know what's happened. Certainly you can tell me.
No, I can't. No.
But if we're going to be married,
Married.
have you forgotten that not 15 minutes ago you proposed to me?
Oh, I did. As far as I know, that's still wrong. But you run along home, okay? I have to see something.
Now listen, you can't propose to me 1 minute and throw me out of the house the next.
Throwing you out of the house? Get out of here!
No, I won't get out of here! Not until I've had some kind of explanation!
Wait! Look, Al, yeah. Okay, it's important, but can I hold on? You speak to your mother with that mouth, Al? Hold on. Listen, Elaine, you're a sweet girl, and I love you, but right now, I've got something on my mind, okay? So I want you to go home and wait until I call you. Get out of here.
When we're married, and if we're married, I hope I find you adequate!
Elaine! Jesus. Look, Albert.
That's the doorbell, dear, not the telephone.
I understand you have a room to rent.
You got a lady in the house?
Yes, I'm Miss Brewster, and this is my sister. I'm not Miss Brewster.
My name's Gibbs.
Or won't you sit down? I'm sorry, we're just setting the table for dinner.
City desk. Al, city desk. What? Oh, sorry, wrong number. May I see the room?
Why don't you sit down and let's get acquainted?
I won't do much good if I don't like the room.
Is Brooklyn your home?
I haven't got a home. I live in a hotel and I don't like it.
Hello, city desk.
Are your family Brooklyn people?
I haven't got any family.
Oh, Lord, and forlorn. Well, Martha? Well, you've come to just the right house. Well, sit down now.
Hello. Al, it's Mort. We got cut off, okay? Listen, I can't cover that play tonight. I can't. Can't. No. Can't. No. Can't. No. No, I can't. No. Al, you're not listening to me.
What church do you go to? There's an Episcopal church practically next door.
Presbyterian. Used to be.
What's George doing in Bermuda? Certainly I told him to go to Bermuda. It's my department, isn't it? Well, who else is around the office?
There's always this much noise.
Oh, he doesn't live with us.
Al, the office boy, the bright one, the one we don't like, okay? You look around, okay? I'll hold on.
I'd really like to see the room.
Oh, won't you taste our wine first before we start up?
We make it ourselves. It's elderberry wine.
Elderberry wine.
I haven't tasted elderberry wine since I was a boy. Thank you. Look, there must be some printers around. Al, look, the guy that sets my coffee, his name is Joe. He's a third machine from the left. Okay? But Al, he may turn out to be another Burns Mantle. You grow your own elderberry bushes?
No, but the cemetery's full of them.
No, I'm not drinking, Al. I'm going to start right now, though. You serve meals?
Yes, but see how you like the wine first.
Mortimer. Mortimer.
Mortimer, not that. Mortimer, not that.
Do you want to be poisoned? Do you want to be poisoned? Get out of here. Get out of here. Do you want to die? Do you want to be murdered?
Now you've spoiled everything.
You can't do things like that. I don't know how to explain this to you, but not only is it illegal, it's wrong, okay? People wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand.
But we shouldn't have told Mortimer.
What I'm trying to say, dear, is this has turned into a very bad habit.
Then Mortimer, we don't interfere with what you want to do. So why should you interfere with us?
Look, Al, okay. No, okay, I'll see the first act and I'll pound the hell out of it. But you have to do something for me, okay? Get a hold of O'Brien. He's the lawyer, head of our legal department. Have him meet me at the theater. Don't you let me down. I have to go out now, okay? I cannot get out of it. But I want you both to promise me something.
We'd have to know what it was first.
You know I love you both very much. I know that you love me. So, you know I would do anything in the world for you. So I want you to do this one thing for me.
Well, what is it?
Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't let anyone in the house and leave Mr. Hodgkins exactly where he is, okay?
Why?
I've got quite a little to think about, okay? I need time, you know? You know I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Now what could happen to us?
Anyway, you'll do this for me, okay?
Well, we were planning holding services before dinner.
Services.
Well, you don't think we'd bury Mr. Hoskins without a full Methodist service, do you? Why, he was a Methodist.
Well, can't that wait until I get back?
Oh, then you could join us, Mortimer. Oh, you would love listening to him. Martha, do you remember how beautiful Mortimer used to sing in the choir before his voice changed?
And remember, you're not going to let anyone to this house while I'm gone. It's a promise.
Well, see, as Mortimer's cooperating with us. Well, all right, Mortimer.
Do you have stationery, you know, pen, paper, that kind of thing? I have to go see someone.
Will this be all right?
Oh, pen, that's all right. I can save time if I write the review on the way.
Mortimer didn't seem quite himself today, did he?
Well, I think I know why.
Why?
Well, he's just got engaged. And men, it always makes them that bit more nervous.
Well, I'm so happy for Elaine. And their honeymoon ought to give Mortimer a real vacation. I don't think he got much rest this summer.
I think with Mortimer, the theatre is pretty small potatoes. He needs something big to criticize. Something like the human race.
And if Mortimer's coming back to the services, we need another hymn. There's one in my room.
Oh, Martha. I know it's my turn to read the services, but you weren't here when Mr. Hoskins came, and I would like you to do it.
Are you sure, dear?
Oh, yes, it's only fair.
Well, I think I'll wear Mama's black bombazine and Mother's old brooch.
Who do you think that is? I'll open.
We promised Mortimer we wouldn't let anyone in. What's one under? It's two men, and I've never seen them before.
You sure?
There's a car at the curb. They must have come in that.
Let me look.
Do you recognize them?
No, they're strangers to me.
We'll just have to pretend we're not at home.
Come in, Doctor. This is the home of my youth. As a boy, I could not wait to escape from this place. Now I can't wait to escape back into it.
Yeah, Johnny. It's a fine hideout.
The family must still live here. There's something so unmistakably Brewster about the Brewsters. I hope there's a better cam awaiting the return of the prodigal.
Yeah, Johnny. I'm hungry. Look, Johnny. Drinks.
As though we were expected. A good omen.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Aunt Debbie. Aunt Martha.
You get out of here.
It's Jonathan.
You're not Jonathan. You're nothing like him, so don't pretend that you are. Just get out of here.
But I am Jonathan. Your nephew, Jonathan.
You're not Jonathan.
I am Jonathan. And this is Dr. Einstein.
And he's not Dr. Einstein either.
Not Dr. Albert Einstein. Dr. Herman Einstein.
You're not Jonathan. Who are you?
I see you're still wearing the garnet ring that Grandmother Brewster bought you in England. And you, Aunt Martha, still the hide collars, to hide the scar where Grandfather's acid burned you.
His voice is like Jonathan.
Were you in an accident?
No, my face. Dr. Einstein is responsible for that. He's a plastic surgeon. He changes people's faces.
But I've seen that face before. Abby, remember when we took the little show spots to the movies? And I was so frightened? It was that face.
Take it easy, Johnny. Take it easy. Ladies, in the last 5 years, I give Johnny 3 new faces. I give him a new one right away. Oh. And that picture? I saw that movie too, just before the opera. And I was intoxicated.
You see, Doctor? You see what you've done to me? Even my own family.
Johnny, you're home in this beautiful house. How often he tells me about Brooklyn, about this house, about lambs that he loves so much. He knows you, Jonathan. You knows Jonathan. Speak to him. Tell him so.
Jonathan, it's been a long time. What have you been doing all these years?
Yes, Jonathan, where have you been?
Oh, England, South Africa, Australia. The last 5 years, Chicago. He and Dr. Einstein went us business there together.
Oh, we've been to Chicago.
We found
What's there?
We found Chicago awfully warm.
Yeah, he's got hot for us too.
Aunt Martha, Aunt, you don't look at you. Just as I remembered you. Sweet, charming, hospitable. And dear Teddy, did he ever get into politics? My little brother, Doctor, was determined to become president.
Teddy's fine, just fine. And Mortimer is well, too.
Oh, I remember Mortimer. I've seen his picture at the head of the column. He's evidently fulfilled all the promise of his early nesting nature.
We're very fond of Mortimer.
Well, Jonathan, it was very nice to see you again.
Thank you, Aunt Martha. It's good to be home.
I think we check the pot that's on the stove. Mom.
as well. He ain't in a hurry.
Oh, if you'll excuse us a minute, Jonathan, unless you're in a hurry to go somewhere.
Well, Johnny, where do we go from here? We gotta think fast. The police have got pictures of that face. I gotta operate on you right away. We gotta find a place for that. Oh, and we gotta find a place for Mr. Spinello, too. Don't waste any worry on that, rat. But, Johnny, we got a big stiff on our hands. I said forget about Mr. Spinello. But, Johnny, you can't leave a dead body in the rumble seat, Johnny. He was a nice man. You didn't have to kill him. He gave us a lift. And what happens? He said I look like Boris Karloff. That's your work, Doctor. You did that to me. Johnny, we find a place somewhere. I fix you up beautiful. Tonight. Tonight? Not tonight, Johnny. I gotta eat first. I'm hungry. I'm weak.
Jonathan, we're very glad that you remembered us and took the trouble to come and say hello. But you were never happy in this house, and we were never happy while you were in it. So we've just come to say goodbye.
Aunt Debbie, I can't say that your feeling towards me comes as a surprise. I spent a great many hours regretting the heartaches I must have given you as a boy.
You were a great trial to us, Jonathan.
But my greatest disappointment is for Dr. Einstein. I promised him that no matter what, how rushed we were in passing through Brooklyn, I would bring him here for one of Aunt Martha's home-cooked dinners.
Oh! Well, I'm afraid there wouldn't be enough.
Abby, it's a pretty good-sized pot roast.
Pot roast!
Well, I suppose we have to hurry it up.
Thank you, Aunt Martha. We'll stay to dinner.
Yes, Maureen.
Well, we get a meal anyway.
Oh, Jonathan, if you want to freshen up, you can use the washroom in your grandfather's old laboratory.
Is that still there?
Yes, just as it was. Now, I must hurry now and help Martha, seeing as we're all in a hurry.
Grandfather's laboratory, Doctor, and just as it was, a perfect operating room. Hey, too bad we can't use it. Why, Doctor, after you finish with me, this house, we can make a fortune here. The laboratory, the large room in the attic, 10 beds, Doctor. And Brooklyn is crying out for your talents. Why work yourself up, Johnny? Huh? But I suppose for Brooklyn, I think we're a year too late. You don't know this town, Doctor. Practically everybody in Brooklyn needs a new face. Yeah, but so many of the old faces are locked up. Only a small percentage. And the boys in Brooklyn are always willing to pay generously to stay out of jail. Hey, take it easy, Johnny. Your aunts, they don't want to see you. Leave it to me, Doctor. I'll handle it. And if they say no? Two helpless old women. But you just said that we'll be invited to dinner. It's so beautiful. This nice, quiet house. Those animals, they're so beautiful. I love them already. I'll get the bags. Easy. But you just said that. Leave it to me. Why, this this house could be our headquarters for years. That would be beautiful. It all comes true like a beautiful dream. Except I hope we ain't dreaming. It's so peaceful. That's what makes this house so perfect for us. It's so peaceful. Charge! Yes, Anthony's, those 5 years in Chicago were amongst the happiest and busiest of my life.
And from Chicago, we go to South Indiana.
They wouldn't be interested in our experience in Indiana.
Well, Mortimer, or well, Jonathan, and you've led a very interesting life, I'm sure. But we shouldn't have allowed you to talk so late.
Of course, my meeting Dr. Einstein in London, I have to say, changed the course of my life. You remember, I've been in the diamond business in South Africa, in the diamond market in Amsterdam. I wanted to go back to South Africa. Dr. Einstein made it possible for me.
A good job, Johnny, eh? Why, when the nurses take off the bandages, his face looks so different. They had to introduce me.
I love that face. I still carry the picture with me.
Well, that looks more like the way you used to look. But I still wouldn't know you.
I think we'll go back to that face, Doctor.
Yeah, John. I think it's safe now.
Well, I think we'll let you go where you have to go.
My dear aunts, I'm so full of that delicious dinner, I can hardly move a muscle.
Yeah. It's nice here.
After all, it's very late.
I found it! I found it!
What did you find, Teddy?
The story of my life, my biography. Here's the picture I was telling you about, General. Look here. Here we are, both of us, General Goethals and President Roosevelt at Calibra Cut. Look.
Who's this?
Well, that's you, General.
Aye, how I've changed.
That picture hasn't been taken yet. We haven't even started work in the locks yet. We're still digging locks in the Panama Canal. And now, General, you and I will both go and inspect those locks.
No, Teddy, not to Panama.
No, not tonight. Panama's a long way off.
Nonsense, it's just down in the cellar.
The cellar?
We let him dig the Panama Canal in the cellar.
General Goethals, as President of the United States of America, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and the Navy, and the man who gave you this job, I demand that you accompany me on the visit of the locks.
Teddy, I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon. And who might you be?
Woodrow Wilson. Now go to bed.
No, you're not Wilson. Your face is familiar, though. Let me see. You're not someone I know now. No, maybe later on my hunting trip to Africa. Yes, you look like someone I may meet in the jungle.
Teddy, this is your brother Jonathan.
He's had his face changed.
So that's it. You're a nature faker.
Teddy, I think you had better go to bed. Jonathan and Dr. Einstein have to go back to their hotel.
General Goethals, inspect the canal.
Splendid. This way, General. It's down south, you know.
Okay, Teddy. We go to Panama. Well, bon voyage.
Aunt Darren, I must correct your misapprehension. You spoke of our hotel. We have no hotel. We came directly here.
Well, There's a very nice hotel
And,
just
Martha, this is my home.
But Jonathan, there's no room for you here.
There are no rooms.
We need our rooms, Jonathan.
You need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
You have lodgers in this house?
well, not just now, but we plan to have some.
Then my old room is still free.
But Jonathan, there's no place for Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein will stay with me.
I'm afraid, Jonathan, you can't stay here.
Dr. Einstein and I need a place to sleep. You remember that as a boy, I could be disagreeable? It would not be very pleasant for any of us if...
Perhaps we better let them stay here for tonight.
Just overnight, Jonathan.
Then that's it. Now, if you get my room ready.
It only needs airing out.
We keep it ready to show our lodgers, and I think you and Dr. Einstein will find it very comfortable.
You have a most distinguished guest in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't appreciate his skill. But in time, you will. In a few weeks, I will be looking like a completely different Jonathan.
He can't operate on you here.
And Dr. Einstein and I get organized. When we resume practice, oh, I forgot to tell you. Lieutenant Grandfather's laboratory into an operating room.
Jonathan, you can't turn this house into a hospital.
A hospital? Heavens no. It will be a beauty parlor.
Hey, Johnny,
Dr. Einstein,
down in the cellar.
my aunts are inviting us to live with them.
Well, you're sleeping here tonight.
You fixed it, huh?
Please get our room ready immediately.
Well, just for tonight.
Hey, Johnny, down in the cellar. When I go down there, what do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal?
Yeah. It's a whole teddy duck. It just fits Mr. Spinal's away. It's 6 feet long by 4 feet wide.
Down there?
Yeah. You'd think they knew we were bringing Mr. Spinalzo along. That's what I call hospitality.
Rather a good joke of my aunts. They're having a body buried in the cellar.
Hey, how do we get him in?
Yes. We can't just walk him through the door. We'll bring the cow behind the house. Then, when they go to bed, we'll bring Mr. Spinazzo in through the window.
Bed, John. Just think. We got a bed tonight.
Easy, Doctor. You're operating tomorrow. And this time, you better be sober.
Oh, Johnny, I'll fix you up beautiful.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, your room's ready.
then you two can go to bed. Me and Dr. Einstein are bringing the cow behind the house.
It's all right where it is until morning.
I don't want to leave it in the street. That might be against the law.
Abby, what are we going to do?
Well, for one thing, they're not going to stay here more than one night. What would the neighbours think? People coming in here with one face and going out with another.
What are we going to do about Mr. Hoskins?
Oh, Mr. Hoskins, he's still down there waiting for the services, poor dear. Oh, I think we have to get Teddy to get him downstairs right away.
I will not invite Jonathan to the funeral services.
Oh, no, we'll wait till they're gone to bed and then we'll come down and hold the services.
General Goethals was very pleased with the canal. He said it was just the right size.
Oh, Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
My, that'll be a shock to the General.
Then we mustn't tell him about it.
But it's his department, he'll have to be told.
No, Teddy, it would only spoil his visit.
I'm sorry, Aunt Abby. Army regulations, he'll have to be told.
Teddy, it has to be a secret.
Yes.
You mean the state secret?
Yes, a state secret.
Are we meant to keep the secret?
Well, Teddy, you go down to the canal, down to the cellar, and when I knock off the light and it's all dark, you come back up and take the poor man down to the canal.
And we'll come down later and hold the services.
You may announce the peasant will say a few words at the services. By the way, where is the poor devil?
He's in the winter seat.
My, it must be spreading. We've never had yellow fever there before.
I've never been saying. Oh, no, that's right. Well, you just come over now and see him right now. He's really very nice looking, considering he's a Methodist.
We're bringing a luggage stool here.
Mortimer, your room's ready. You can go straight up.
I'm afraid we don't keep Brooklyn hours. But you two, run along to bed.
You must be very tired, both of you. But we don't go to bed this early.
Well, it's time if we did. It's time I came home to take care of you.
We weren't planning on going to bed until much later.
Aunt Martha, do you hear me? I said go to bed. The instruments can go to the laboratory in the morning. Now then, we're all gonna go to bed.
I'll wait till you're up and then I'll turn out the lights.
Another flight, Doctor. Run along, Aunt Martha. All right, then, Debbie.
I'll be right up.
Turn out the lights.
All right, Johnny.
I'll get the window open. You'll go round and hand them through.
Hey, Johnny. He's too heavy for me. I'll stay here and you'll pull. You go outside and push. And together we bring him down to Panama.
All right. I'll take a look around outside the house. When I tap on the glass, you hand them through. You open the window.
Yeah. I got it. Johnny, that was me. I slipped.
Oh, careful.
Johnny, his shoe came off. I couldn't help it. Johnny, someone's there. You go, I'll stay here. Go quick.
Miss Abby! Miss Martha! Miss Abby! Miss Martha! Who is it? Is that you, Teddy? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Elaine Harper. I live next door.
Then what are you doing around here?
I came over to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn on the lights, Doctor. You chose rather an untimely moment to make a social call.
I think you'd better explain what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I'm in this house almost every day, and I've never seen you before. Where are Miss Abby and Miss Martha? What have you done to them?
Maybe we should introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein.
Dr. Einstein?
A surgeon of great distinction. Something of a magician.
And I suppose you won't tell me you're Morris Carlock.
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
Oh, you're Jonathan?
I see you've heard of me.
Yes, just this afternoon for the first time.
What did they have to say about me?
Just that there was another brother named Jonathan. Well, that explains everything. I'll be running along home now. If you'll kindly unlock the door, please.
That explains everything. What do you mean by that? What are you doing around here?
I thought I saw someone prowling around the house. I suppose it was you.
You thought you saw someone prowling around the house.
Yes, weren't you outside? Isn't that your car?
You saw someone at the car?
Yes,
What else did you see?
just someone walking around the house to the car.
What else did you see?
Just that, that's all. That's why I came over here. I wanted to tell Miss Abby to call the police. But if it was you and that's your car, then I don't need to be bothering Miss Abby, and I'll be running along home now.
What was the man doing at the car?
I don't know. You see, I was on my way over here.
I think you're lying.
Oh, no, Johnny. I think she tells you truthfully. Maybe we let her go, huh?
I think she's lying. Breaking into our house at this time of night. I think she's dangerous. I don't think we should have let her go.
Take your hands off me!
Doctor!
I hope you know this is going to be a private funeral.
Teddy! Teddy! Tell these men who I am!
Why, that's my daughter Alice.
No, Teddy!
Your handkerchief. And a cellar.
What's the matter? What are you doing?
We caught a sneak thief. A burglar. Now go to bed.
We'll call the police.
We called the police. We'll handle this. Now I said go to bed. You hear me?
Margaret! Where have you been?
Not to the North Bay State. I should have known better. My God, I'm still there. Who's this?
This is your brother Jonathan, and this is Dr. Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
Who'd you say this was?
It's your brother Jonathan, and he's had his face changed. And it was Dr. Einstein performed the operation.
Jonathan, you always wear a whore, but do you really have to look like one?
Take it easy, Johnny.
Mortimer, have you forgotten the things I used to do to you when we were boys? Tied to the bedpost, the needles on your fingernails.
My God, it is Jonathan. Yes, I remember. I remember you as the most venomous, vicious form of animal life that I ever knew.
Easy, Johnny, easy.
I want you to leave. I want you to leave. You are not wanted here. Get out.
Well, we've been invited to stay.
Not in this house.
They're staying tonight. We've asked them to stay tonight, and it wouldn't be very nice to go back on our word.
All right, tonight. But first thing in the morning, out. Where are they sleeping?
They're sleeping in Jonathan's old room.
That's my old room. That's where I'm sleeping. I'm here to stay.
Oh, Lord, I'm so glad.
Johnny, no, we sleep down here tonight.
You bet your life you sleep down here.
Yeah, you sleep on the sofa. I'll sleep on the window seat.
Oh, no. Well, there's no need to inconvenience you. No, the window seat's fine with me. I'll sleep in the window seat.
You know, Johnny, all this arguments, it makes me think of Mr. Spinalzo.
Spinalzo. Well, now, Mortimer, it really isn't necessary for us to inconvenience you like this. We'll sleep down here.
Jonathan, your sudden consideration for me, it's very unconvincing.
Hey, Johnny, shall I get the bags from the room?
Don't bother, Doctor.
Doctor, I've completely lost track of Mr. Spinalzo.
Who is this Mr. Spinalzo?
He's a friend of Johnny's that we've been looking for.
Well, don't bring anyone else in here.
I'll tell you all about it while we pack, huh?
Mortimer, there's no need for you to sleep down here. I can go in with Martha, and you can take my room.
No trouble at all, Aunt Debbie. We'll be packed in a few minutes. Then you can have your room, Mortimer.
Mortimer,
What's the matter with you, dear?
I've almost been killed.
Almost. Abby, Martha!
No, it was Jonathan.
He thought he was sleeping.
No, it was more than that. He's some kind of maniac. Mortimer, I'm afraid of him.
Darling, you're trembling. Do you have some smelling salts?
No, but he thinks some hot tea or coffee.
That coffee. And make some for me, too. And make some sandwiches. I haven't had any yet. We're going out somewhere, Wade. It's after 12. 12? Oh, you gotta go home. You gotta leave now. You gotta go.
Why don't you remember we were going to make a nice supper for you? That's what we'll do. Celebrate your engagement. We'll make a nice supper for both of you.
Martha, we can leave our hats down.
Oh. No wine.
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
What do you mean, what's going on in this house?
You were supposed to take me to dinner at the theater. You called it off. Tonight, you asked me to marry you, and I said I would, and 5 minutes later, you throw me out of the house.
Huh?
Just after your brother tries to strangle me, you want to chase me home. Now listen here, Mr. Brewster. Before I go home, I want to know where I stand. Do you love me?
I love you very much, dear. In fact, I love you so much, I can't marry you.
Have you suddenly gone crazy?
I don't think so, but it's only a matter of time, you know. You see, insanity runs in this family. It practically gallops. That's why I can't marry you.
Now, wait a minute. You've got to do better than that.
No, dear, if you really knew what I was talking about, you see, there's a strange taint in the Brewster blood. It'd be what you'd expect if Steinberg had written Hell's a Pop.
Just because Teddy is a little...
No, goes way back. The first ones, the ones that moved over from Mayflower. Back in the days when Indians used to scalp a settlers. He used to scalp Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
No, my grandfather, he used to try patent medicines on dead people to prove that they wouldn't kill them.
He wasn't so crazy. He made $1 million.
Jonathan, you just said Jonathan tried to kill you, that he's a maniac.
Mortimer, he's your brother, not you. I'm in love with you.
Teddy, Teddy's crazy. Teddy thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, no, dear. No Brewster should marry. Now, I realize this now. If I'd have met my father, I'd have stopped. Stop.
Now, Mortimer, all this doesn't prove you're crazy. Look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, aren't they? And the sanest, sweetest people I've ever known.
Well, even they have the peculiarities.
Yes, but what lovely peculiarities. Kindness, generosity, human sympathy.
Oh, there's another one.
I'm sure there are plenty of others. There's nothing you can tell me about your aunt.
No, I'm not going to. Listen, lady, you got home. Something has just come up.
Up from where? We're here alone together.
No, I know I'm acting irrationally, but just put it down to the fact that I'm a mad Brewster, okay?
Now, if you think we're going to get out of this by pretending you're insane, you're crazy. Maybe you're not going to marry me, but I'm going to marry you. I love you, you dope.
If you love me, will you get the hell out of here?
Well, at least take me home, won't you? Mortimer, I'm afraid.
Afraid? It's only after 12. You walk through the cemetery?
Mortimer, will you kiss me goodnight?
Of course. Okay. See you later. See you.
You quit!
True. Abby, Martha, come in here.
Yes, dear.
No, come in here now.
Yes, dear.
I thought you promised not to let anyone into this house while I was gone.
Yes, dear.
You promised.
Yes. Well, Jonathan came, and then
No,
Dr.
no.
Einstein
I'm not talking
came.
about that. I'm not talking about Jonathan. I'm not talking about Dr. Einstein. Who is that in the window seat?
We told you, Mr. Hoskins.
That is not Mr. Hoskins.
Who can that be?
Are you trying to tell me you've never seen this man before?
Yes, I am.
Don't you try and get out of this. This is another one of your gentlemen.
This is a fine how do you do. It's getting so anyone can walk into this house.
No, that's one of your gentlemen, Dammy. It's one of your gentlemen.
Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? That man's an imposter, and if he came here to be buried in our cellar, he's mistaken.
You admitted to me that you put Mr. Hoskins in there.
Yes, I did.
Well, he couldn't have just got the idea from him. Where's Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone to Panama.
Oh, where?
No, not yet. He's down there waiting for the services, poor dear. We haven't had a minute. What with Jonathan in the house? Oh, dear. We always wanted a double funeral. But I will not read services over a total stranger.
A stranger? And then how can I believe? There are 12 dead men in the cellar. You admitted that you poisoned them.
Yes, I did. But you don't think I would stoop to telling a fib?
No.
Mortimer! I'd like a word with you, Mortimer.
Well, a word's about all you have time for, Jonathan. Because I've decided that you and your little doctor friend are going to have to get out of here just as quickly as possible.
I'm glad you recognize the fact that you and I can't live under the same roof. But you've arrived at the wrong solution. Take your suitcase and get out.
Jonathan, you're beginning to bore me. Okay? Now, you played your little one-night stand in Brooklyn. Now move on.
Mortimer, my dear Mortimer, you may have graduated from the back fence to the typewriter, but don't think you've grown up. I'm staying, and you're leaving. And I mean now.
If you think that I can be frightened, if you think there's anything that I fear,
I've lived a strange life, Mortimer, and has taught me one thing, to be afraid of nothing.
Martha, come in here and see what's in that window seat.
Come on, Debbie! Jonathan, let Aunt Abby see what's in that window seat. Oh, Abby, I owe you an apology. I have some good news. Jonathan and his doctor friend are getting out of here, and they're taking their cold companion with them. Jonathan, you are my brother. You are Brewster. I'm going to give you a chance to get out of here and take the evidence with you. You can't ask for more than that. Very well. I'm going to call the police.
Don't reach for that telephone. Are you still going on like that? You see what happened to Mr. Spinalzo?
Spinalzo? I knew he was a foreigner.
What happened to Mr. Spinalzo can happen to you, too.
Hello, Miss Abby.
Oh, Mr. O'Hara, is there anything we can do for you?
Well, I see there was a light on in the house, and I thought it was a bit of sickness. Oh, sorry. I see you've got company. So, look, I'll be running along. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Come in, Officer Hart. This is our nephew, Mortimer.
Pleased to meet you.
And this is our other nephew, Jonathan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Yes. It must be nice having your nephews visiting. Are they staying for long?
I'm staying. My brother Jonathan, he's just leaving.
I've met you before, haven't I?
No, I'm afraid not. Jonathan hasn't been home for years.
Your face looks familiar. Have I seen a picture of you somewhere?
I don't think so.
Yes, Jonathan, I get going if I were you. Everything's packed, isn't it?
Well, then we wanted to say you goodbye, so I'll be just running along.
Now, what's the rush? Well, we're just about to have some coffee. I'd like to have you stick around until my brother goes.
Well, I just come around to see if everything was all right.
We're just about to have some coffee. Come on.
Oh, I forgot the coffee.
And I better make some more sandwiches. I already know your appetite for this time, Officer.
Well, no, Martha, no, because I'm going to be ringing in a few minutes.
You have a cup of coffee with us. My brother Jonathan is just leaving. Sit down. Sit down.
I'm really sure I've seen a photograph of your brother somewhere about the place.
I doubt that.
Oh, well, he certainly reminds me of somebody now.
Probably reminds you of someone you've seen in the movies, huh?
Oh, no, I hate the movies. I never go to the movies. My mother always said it was a bastard art.
Yes! your mother said that.
Yes. My mother was an actress. A stage actress. Perhaps you've heard of her. Peaches Latour.
Well, it sounds like I've probably seen her in a program somewhere. What did she play?
Oh, well, her biggest hit was Mutt and Jeff. She played it for over 3 years, and I was born at the end of the 3rd season.
You were?
Yes, Sioux City, Iowa. I was born in the dressing room at the end of the 2nd act. But Mother went on to make the finale.
Oh, what a trooper. There's probably a good story in your mother. I happen to write about theater.
You do? Say! You're not Mortimer Brewster, the famous dramatic critic.
Yes.
You are? Well, I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Brewster. Do you know something? You and I are in the same line of business.
We are?
Yes, I'm a playwright. Oh, this being in the police force is just temporary.
How long have you been on the force?
12 years. I'm collecting material for me playing.
Oh, I bet it's a honey.
Oh, it should be a honey, because all the drama I see being a cop. I tell you, Mr. Brewster, you wouldn't realize what goes on in Brooklyn.
Well, I think it's a fair idea.
Say, what time you got?
It's 10 after 1.
Jeez, I gotta be ringing in.
That play. That play. Tell me about that play. I can help you with that play.
You can?
Yeah.
Say, it was fake me coming here tonight. I tell you what, I'll tell you the plot.
Oh, you're leaving, huh? You haven't got much time, you know?
Oh, everything's just about ready now. Are you leaving, Jonathan? Goodbye, Dr. Einstein. Does this belong to you?
Oh, yes, Jonathan. You can't leave without all of your things. Well, O'Hara, it was nice meeting you, okay? We'll meet up later and talk about that play, huh?
No! I'm not leaving now.
Why not?
Because you said you'd help me with my play. You said that you and I were going to write it together.
Well, I can't do that. I'm not a creative writer.
Well, I do the print. You can just put the words to it.
O'Hara.
No! I'm not leaving this window seat till I tell you the plot.
In that case, Mortimer, we'll be running along.
No. Don't try that. You can't go there. You gotta take everything, you know? Listen, O'Hara, you gotta go ring in, huh? Yeah, you gotta go ring in. Yeah.
I've waited 12 years, and I'll wait another 12.
Well, I'm sorry I was so...
Don't bring that in here! Would you join us in the kitchen? The kitchen, yeah.
Jonathan's leaving, Martha.
Well, not nice. Come along, Officer
You
O'Hara.
don't mind eating in the kitchen, Mr. O'Hara.
Sure, where else would you eat, Abby?
You're leaving, Jonathan. Well, it was nice to see you again.
I'm glad you came back to Brooklyn, Jonathan. Because now this gives me a chance to throw you out. The first one to go was your little boyfriend, Mr. Spinazzo.
Mr. Brewster, come on,
I can come, Jesus!
I might have known you're grown up to write a play with a policeman.
Get going now. All three of you.
Doctor,
Johnny, we got trouble enough. Your brother gives us a chance to get away. What more could you ask?
you don't understand, Doctor. This goes back a good many years. It has to be settled.
Ah, Johnny, let's get going.
We'll stay right here. We'll sleep tight here tonight.
With a cop in the kitchen and Spinazzo in the window seat.
That's all they got on us. We'll take Mr. Spinazzo down and dump him in the bay. If I come right back here, then he tries to interfere.
Now, Johnny.
Doctor, you know when I make up my mind.
Yes, Johnny. I know when you make up your mind. You lose your head. Brooklyn ain't a good place for you.
Doctor.
Okay, Johnny. We stick together. Hey, if we come back here, do we gotta take these with us?
No. Hang him in a cellar. Move fast. The Nelson can go out the same way he came in.
Hey, Johnny, down in the cellar.
What's the matter?
Do you remember that hole I was telling you about?
Yeah?
We got a nation that hole. Come and I'll show you.
No, Angus, I'm fine. No, I'll say I'm fine. Jonathan!
Yes, Mortimer.
Where have you been? I thought I told you to get out of here.
We're not going.
Oh, you're not? You don't think I'm serious about this business with O'Hara, huh? Fine. This gets me rid of you and Officer O'Hara at the same time. Officer O'Hara, come in here, please.
If you tell O'Hara what's in the window seat, we'll tell what's in the cellar.
Cellar?
There's an elderly gentleman down there who seems to be very dead.
He wants to know what we were doing down in that cellar. What I want to know is, what was he doing in the cellar?
No thanks, ma'am. That was fine. I've got plenty.
Now, are you going to tell O'Hara what's in the cellar?
Say, Mr. Brewster, your aunt's going to hear the plot too. Well, bring them in.
No. You gotta go. You gotta ring in.
No, what the hell was ringing in? Your aunt's going to hear the plot.
No. Not in front of all these people, okay? No, you gotta go ring in, okay? I'll meet you somewhere else later, somewhere quiet.
Oh, what about
back room at Kelly's. Oh, fine, yeah. You run along, ring in, and I'll meet you at Kelly's.
Why don't you two go down in the cellar?
Yes, that's all right with me. No. You run along, okay? And I'll meet you at Kelly's, okay? Okay. Don't be late now. No. I'll fix this guy and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll expect to find you gone. Wait!
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited too many years for a chance like this.
Yeah, we got him right where we want him now. How guilty did he look?
Take the bags up to the room.
Have they gone? We thought we heard somebody leave.
Just Mortimer. And he'll be back in a few minutes. Is there any food left in the kitchen? Me and Dr. Einstein would like a bite to eat.
But you won't have time. No, if you're still here, when Mortimer gets back, he won't like it.
He'll like it. He's gotta like it.
Fix us a bite to eat while we bury Mr. Spinalzo in the cellar.
Oh, no. He can't stay here. No, Jonathan, you've got to take him with you.
He and Mr. Spinalzo will get along fine together. They're both dead.
Must mean Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins?
You know about what's downstairs?
Of course we do. He's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
And we won't have any strangers buried in our cellar.
One of your gentlemen.
And besides, Mr. Spinalzo can't stay here. The cellar's crowded already.
Crowded?
Yes.
With what?
There's 12 graves down there now.
12 graves?
Yes, and it doesn't leave much room after nobody needed.
You mean you and Aunt Martha have murdered?
Murdered? Certainly not. It's one of our charities.
Why, what we're doing's a mercy.
So you can take Mr. Spinalzo and get out of here.
You did that here, in this house. And you buried them down there?
Hey, Johnny, we've been chased all over the world. These two stay just here in Brooklyn and do just as good as you.
What?
Well, you got 12, and they got 12.
I got 13.
Johnny. You got 12.
I got 13. There's Mr. Spinalzo. There's the first one in London. The two in Johannesburg. The one in Sydney. One in Melbourne. The two in San Francisco. The one in Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix?
The filling station. The three in Chicago and the one in South Bend. That makes 13.
Hey, Johnny, you can't count the one in South Bend. He died of pneumonia.
He counts with me. He wouldn't have got pneumonia if I hadn't shot him.
No, Johnny. He died of pneumonia. You can't count him.
He counts with me, I tell you.
No, Johnny. You got 12, and they got 12. My the old ladies are just as good as you.
That's easily taken care of. All I need is one more. Just one more.
Well, here I am.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Stop it right now.
You found out whose house this is.
I warn you, you better stop it. Hasn't Mortimer come back yet?
No.
Oh, it's a terrible thing, burying a good Methodist along with a foreigner.
I don't think our cellar's been desecrated.
And we promised Mr. Hoskins a full Christian funeral. Where do you suppose Mortimer went?
I don't know. But he must be doing something because he told Jonathan. You just wait, I'll settle this.
Well, he can't very well settle it outside the house. all we want is settled. What's going on down there?
Where's Teddy?
Mortimer, where have you been?
I've been over to Dr. Gilchrist's. I got him to sign Teddy's commitment papers.
Mortimer, what is the matter with you?
Getting papers signed at a time like this?
Do you know what Jonathan's doing?
He's putting Mr. Hoskins in along with Mrs. Benalzo.
Oh, he is he? We'll let him, okay? I have to speak to Teddy. Is he in his room?
Teddy won't be any help.
When I tackle Teddy, I can talk to Jonathan, okay? I'll sort it out, okay?
How can you do that?
You two had to go and tell Jonathan about those 12 bodies in the cellar. If I can make Teddy responsible for those, I can protect you. Don't you see?
You've got to get Jonathan out of this house.
We pay tax for the police to protect us.
I'll be down in a minute.
Come, Martha, we're going for the police.
No, please, no, can't go to the police.
I can't wait.
Because if they find Mr. Spinalzo, they might find Mr. Hodgkins, too. And they might find another 12 gentlemen that are buried in our cellar. No.
But you've got to get Mr. Spinalzo out of this house.
I will, okay? I want to call the police, but I want to be ready for them. I want to be. Yeah.
Mortimer, we know the police better than you do. But I don't think they will pry into our private affairs if we ask them not to.
But, you know, if they found that 12 dead bodies, they might, as police do in the real world, feel the need to report that to headquarters, maybe.
Oh, I don't think they'd bother. They'd have to write out a very long report. And if there's one thing policemen hate to do, it's to write.
You can't depend on that. It could leak out. And I know no judge and jury would understand.
Judge Coleman would.
Oh, we know him very well.
He always comes to church to pray just before election.
And he's coming here to tea someday. He promised.
Oh, Abby, we must speak to him again about that. His wife died a few years ago, and it left him very lonely.
Come along, Martha.
No. You can't do this. You can't leave this house. I won't let you. You certainly can't have Judge Coleman over for tea.
Mortimer, if you're not going to do something about it, we are.
Will you please let me do this my way? I have to speak to Teddy. Go to bed. Just go to bed, okay? Get some sleep, okay? When you get out of those clothes, you look like Judith Anderson.
That's a relief, isn't it?
Yes. Well, if Mortimer's going to do something about it at last, it means Jonathan is going to a lot of unnecessary trouble. We better tell him. Jonathan.
It's all done.
You
Did I hear him,
what
Mortimer?
you're doing.
Did I hear Mortimer?
It will just have to be undone, because by tomorrow morning, you'll be all out of this house. Mortimer has promised.
Yeah, Mortimer is back.
Yes, he's talking with Teddy.
Then you two can run along to bed and have a pleasant night's sleep.
Yes, come, Abby.
Good night, Aunties.
Not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. Because when we get up in the morning, you'll be out of this house. Mortimer has promised.
Mortimer.
And he has a way of doing it, too. Goodbye, Jonathan.
Perhaps you better say goodbye to Mortimer.
No, Jonathan, you'll see Mortimer.
Yes, I'll see Mortimer.
Hey, Johnny, it's all fixed up. Smooth like a lake. Nobody would ever know we were down there. That bed feels good already. 48 hours we don't sleep, Johnny. Come on, let's go up, Johnny. Let's go up.
You're forgetting, Doctor.
What?
My brother, Mortimer.
Johnny? Oh, we do that tomorrow. Or the next day.
No, tonight. Now!
Tonight? But Johnny, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. And tomorrow I gotta operate.
Yes, you'll operate tomorrow, Doctor. But tonight, we take care of Mortimer.
Johnny, let's go to bed, huh?
Doctor, it's a little too late for us to dissolve our partnership.
Johnny. Okay. I'll do it. But we do it the quick way, huh? The quick twist. Like in London.
No, Doctor. I think this calls for something special. I think perhaps the Melbourne method.
No, Johnny. Not the Melbourne method. 2 hours. And what? The fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne.
We had to work too fast in London. There was no aesthetic satisfaction in that. But the Melbourne method, now, that was something to remember.
Remember? I wish I didn't.
Now, Doctor, where are the instruments?
I won't do it, Johnny. I won't. Not the Melbourne method. Not me.
Yes, Doctor. Now, where are the instruments?
I won't tell you, Johnny. I won't.
Oh, you hid them in the cellar. Where?
I won't tell you, Johnny.
I'll find them, Doctor.
No, Johnny.
I'll find them.
No, Johnny.
Don't do that, Mr. President.
But I cannot sign any proclamations without consulting the cabinet.
No, but this has to be signed in secret.
A secret proclamation? How unusual.
Yes, Japan must not know about it until it's signed.
Japan? Those yellow devils. I'll sign it immediately and let the cabinet know in the morning.
Let's go sign it.
A secret proclamation must be signed in secret.
Well, but at once, Mr. President, at once.
Of course. But first I must put on my signing clothes.
You go now, huh? Get away. Go.
I'm waiting for something important.
No. You go now. You go now.
No, Doctor, you seem like a nice person, okay? You get out of here and get as far away as possible, okay?
Look, go quick. I'm warning you.
Listen, Doctor, things are going to start popping around here any minute.
Johnny's in a bad mood. And when he's in a bad mood, things happen. Terrible things.
Jonathan does not worry me now.
You go now, eh?
No.
I can't. Don't those plays you see teach you anything?
But what?
Well, at least the people in the plays act like they got sense.
Oh, you think people in plays act intelligently, do you? Oh, I wish I had some of the shit I've had to sit through. Take tonight, this little opus that I saw. A guy, he's in a house full of murderers.
Oh.
He ought to know he's in danger, you know, but does he leave? No, of course not. Now, Doctor, does that sound like an intelligent person to you?
You're asking me.
Yeah. I mean, the guy doesn't even have the sense to be frightened, to be on guard. For instance, the kill even asks him to sit down.
So what does he do? You mean like sit down?
Yeah.
Like won't you sit down?
Yeah, No, believe it or not, Doctor, that old chestnut was in there, too.
And then what happened?
Oh, you sat down, you know? The guy just sits there, you know, this idiot, you know, just waiting to be trussed up, you know. What do you think they used to tie him with?
What? Curtain?
Yeah. I mean,
it's very convenient.
A little bit convenient, Doctor. I mean, my writer's going to use some imagination. The curtain cord.
He didn't see him get it?
See, I mean, he just sat there with his back to him the whole time. Oh, it's big dope. I mean, people say the critics are destroying the theater. No, I say it's the writers destroying the theater. So he sits there, this big dope, just waiting to be trussed up and gagged. No.
Those guys in the theater ain't very bright.
Get up.
Sorry, you were saying. Don't you be going nowhere now.
Now, Mortimer, if you'll let me finish the story. Mortimer, I've been away for 20 years, Mortimer. Never once in all that time, my dear brother, were you out of my mind. In Melbourne one night, I dreamed of you. When I landed in San Francisco, once more, I got a strange satisfaction. I was in the same country with you. Now, Doctor, we gotta work.
Okay, let's get it over with, huh?
Doctor, go to work.
But the quick way, Johnny, huh? The quick way.
Doctor, we're performing before a very distinguished critic. This must be an artistic achievement.
Johnny, I gotta have a drink first. I can't do it without a drink.
Doctor, pull yourself together.
When we walked in here, there was wine on the table. Where did you put that? I found it. We both need a drink, Johnny. We'll split it, huh? 50-50, Johnny. You and me.
Doctor, where are your manners? Yes, Mortimer, I realize now it was you who brought me back to Brooklyn. Doctor, to my dear dead brother. Damn that! Good! We take care of him next, Doctor.
No,
that's all.
Not Teddy. Not Teddy.
Yes, Doctor, we take care of him later.
No, John. We don't get to Teddy at all.
Wow. Doctor, let's go to work. Quick way.
Hey, the colonel's gotta stop doing that bleeding horn.
It's okay, officer. We'll take care of it. We took the bugle off.
There's gonna be hell to pay for in the morning, you know that. We promised the neighbors it wouldn't happen again.
We'll handle it, I said. Now, good night.
I need to see it myself. Where's the lights? Over here.
Yeah.
I spent over an hour the night waiting for you at Kelly's. What happened to him?
He was saying a play he saw tonight had a guy in it just like this.
What? And the play saw tonight? Well, that's practically like the second act of my play. Sure. See See the second act of my play? It starts off. No, I tell you what, I begin at the beginning. It begins in me. Well, just shut your mouth. It begins in my mother's dressing room. The dressing room where I was born. Hello, I'm not born yet. Help! Nah, shut up! Shut up, you gotta hear the fact. Anyway, there I am. And my mother is making up, getting ready for her play. When all of a sudden, through the door, comes this tall gentleman with a black moustache. And he turns round to my mother and he says, Miss Latour, will you marry me? He doesn't realise she's pregnant. There she was, lying right across the table in her lingerie. The chink standing over with a hatchet. I'm tied up just like him. The place is an inferno. It's on fire. But all of a sudden, through the window comes Mayor LaGuardia. Hey! Who is in that there? Do you know we pay for it?
Well, I'm listening, ain't I?
What do you think it's over?
Well, put Johnny to sleep.
Never mind him. If he's got no more interest, then he don't get a drink. Anyway, it's 3 days later. I've been transferred, and I'm under charges, because somebody stole me bleeding badge. All right, I'm on me beat, on 46th Precinct in Staten Island. When all of a sudden, the fellow I'm following, geez, it turns out, he's actually following me! Don't let anybody in! Anyway, I think that out smart. What I do, I know there's a vacant house at the end of the street. I goes in. I stand there in the dark. I see the door handle torn.
Johnny, it's the cops. It's the cops. Johnny, it's the cops.
Anyway, I pulls me gun. I backs up against the wall. And I says, come in! Hello, boys.
What the hell's going on here?
Well, Pat, what do you know? Here, this here's Mortimer Brewster, the playwright. And I'm just telling him this to know the flappity story.
Did you have to tie him up to make him listen?
Joe, you better report to the station. The whole force is out looking for you.
Did they send you here for me?
We didn't know he was here.
We come to tell the old ladies there's going to be hell to pay. The colonel blew that bugle again in the middle of the night.
Well, we and neighbors would be calling in about it. You thought the Germans would drop the bomb on Flatbush Avenue.
The lieutenant's on the warpath. He said the colonel's got to be put away someplace.
Yes. Yes. Well, Mr. Brewster, that third act there, it's you get away from me. Get away from me.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
What? Oh, Mr. Brewster, well, first two scenes took a wee bit long, but I don't think there's anything we can leave out.
Leave it all out.
Who the hell's this guy?
That's my brother, John.
The one that ran away? So we came back?
Yes, he came back.
I better ring in and let him know we found you. Yeah, it's Brophy. Get me Mac. Yeah, Mac, tell the lieutenant to call off the big manhunt. Yeah, we found him. In the Brewster house. You want us to bring him in? Okay, we'll hold him right here. The lieutenant's on his way over.
stupids and brother man are gonna split the reward.
Reward?
Well, I'm gonna do some cutting in myself. You think my aunts are sweet, charming old ladies, don't you? Well, there's 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Teddy! What the hell are you talking about? You better be careful what you say about your aunts. They happen to be good friends of ours.
I'll prove it to you. I'll show you. There's 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to see the 13 bodies buried in the cellar? Come on!
Oh, yeah, you get onto the cellar with the maid. I'm not too sure I want to go down to the cellar with him. Look at that puss. He looks like Boris Karloff.
What are you doing?
What do you know about that?
What the hell do you men think you're doing here? I told you I would handle this.
Sir, we were just about to, but...
What happened? Did he put up a fight? This ain't the guy that blows the bugle, sir. This is his brother. He tried to kill Klein.
What I said was he looked like Boris Karloff.
Turn him over.
Kind of think he's wanted somewhere.
Oh, you kind of think he's wanted somewhere. Well, if you guys don't look at the circulars we hang up at the station, you can at least read True Detective. Certainly he's wanted somewhere. In Indiana, he escaped from a prison for the criminal insane. He's a lifer. God damn it, that's how he was described. He looks like Karloff.
Was there a what mentioned?
Yeah, I'm claiming it. He tried to get us to go down to a cellar with him.
He said there was 13 bodies down there.
13 bodies in the cellar, and that didn't tip you off he came out of a nut house?
I always thought he would talk a bit crazy.
Oh, it's Shakespeare. And where have you been all night?
I've been with here with Mortimer Brewster, writing me play.
Yeah? Well, you're going to have plenty of time to write that play. Great. You're suspended. Now get back and report in. Get that guy and bring him too.
Hey, Rooney, can I come over sometime and use that office typewriter?
No. Get the hell out of here.
Ah, you feckle.
See what you can find out about his accomplice. The guy that helped him escape. He's wanted too. Geez, no wonder the police forces in the state it's in with flatheads like you believing a story like that. 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
But there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What the hell is this? It's the guy that blows the bugle, sir.
Good morning, Colonel.
Yes.
Well, Colonel, you've blown your last bugle.
My. Another yellow fever victim?
What? Oh, no, sir, this is a spy we caught in the White House. Will you get this guy out of here?
If there's any question that a spy is to be done, that's my department.
Keep out of this.
Sir, you seem to forget, as president, I am also head of the Secret Service.
Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
I think so. Listen, I want to talk about my brother Ted. He's the
We
one that
ain't
blows
going
the
to
bugle.
talk about that, Mr. Brewster. He's got to be put away.
Oh, no, I quite agree with you. In fact, I've had Dr. Gilchrist, our physician, he signed the papers. I signed them as next of kin myself.
Where's he going?
Happy Dale.
Okay, I don't care where he goes as long as he goes.
Oh, he's going, all right. But listen, I want you to understand something. Everything that happened here last night, that Teddy's responsible for. Now, those 13 bodies in the cellar.
Yeah, the 13 bodies buried in the cellar. It ain't enough he's blowing his bugle and annoying the neighbors, but can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story about 13 bodies in the cellar got out? And now he started a yellow fever scare. Cute, ain't it?
13 bodies. You think anybody believe that story?
Well, you don't know. Some people are just dumb enough. You don't know what to believe. For instance, last year, a guy starts a crazy murder rumor over in Greenpoint. I did dig up a half-acre lot just to prove that...
Excuse me.
Good morning, Mortimer. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy.
He's come to meet Teddy.
Mr. Witherspoon is the superintendent of Happydale.
Oh, pleased to meet you. This is Captain...
Lieutenant Rooney. I'm glad you're here, Superintendent, because you're taking him back with you today.
Not today.
Listen, Elaine, we got a lot of things to sort out. You run along, and I'll call you, okay?
I didn't think it was this immediate.
No, the papers are all signed. He's going with you today.
Okay.
Complete insubordination. You men will find I'm no mollycoddle. When the President of the United States is treated in this manner, what's the country coming to?
That's your man, Super.
Excuse me. Mr. President, I have some very good news for you. Your term of office is over.
Are you sure? Is this March the 4th?
Practically, yes.
Ah, yes! Now I can go on my hunting trip to Africa. Who's this? Is he trying to move into the White House before I move out?
Who, Teddy?
Taft!
Oh, this isn't Mr. Taft. This is, Mr. Witherspoon. He's going to be your guide in Africa.
Splendid, splendid. I'll go and get my equipment. When the safari comes, tell them to wait. Well, Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, goodbye. Goodbye. I'm going to Africa. Isn't it wonderful? Charge!
Good morning, darlings.
Oh, we have visitors?
Yes, this is Lieutenant Rooney.
Oh, how do you do, Lieutenant? My, you're not the bus bucket police that the policemen say you are.
Well, why the lieutenant is here? You know, Teddy was blowing his bugle again last night.
Yes, we're going to speak to Terry about
A
that.
little more serious than that, Miss Brewster. He's got to be put away.
The police want Teddy to go to Happy Dale today.
Oh, no, not when we're alive.
I'm sorry, ladies, but he's signed himself, and he's going.
This is, Mr. Witherspoon. He's the superintendent of Happy
How do
Dale.
you do, Mr. Witherspoon? Oh, you've come to meet Teddy.
He's taking him today.
Oh, no. Can't take, no.
He has to go.
Sorry, ladies, but the law is the law. He's committed himself, and he's going with the superintendent tonight.
But you'd have to take us with him.
Yes. Teddy goes, we
go.
go.
Well, why not?
Well, that normally would be okay, but you see, we don't take sane people in Happy Dale.
Well, Mr. Witherspoon, if you let us live there with Teddy, we'll see that Happy Days in our will, and for a very generous amount.
Well, Lord knows we could do with the money, but
Let's
I'm
be
afraid...
sensible about this, ladies. Now, for instance, here I am, wasting my morning when I've got very important work. There are still murders to be solved in Brooklyn, you know.
Yes. There are?
Yes, and it ain't only his bugle blowing, but sooner or later I'm going to have to go to the trouble of digging up your cellar.
Our cellar.
Yeah, your nephew's been telling around there are 13 bodies down there.
But there are 13 bodies in our cellar.
If that's why you think Teddy has to go away, you go right down the cellar now and we'll prove it to you.
There's one, and Mr. Spinalzo, who doesn't belong here and who will have to leave. But he's one of our 12, but the other 12 are our gentlemen.
I really don't think the lieutenant wants to dig up our cellar. He was only telling me last year he had to dig up a half-acre lot, weren't you? Well, yeah.
Oh, but you wouldn't have to dig here. The graves are all marked. We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers. Superintendent, don't you think you can find a room for these ladies?
Well, I don't know.
Well, Teddy committed himself. Can't they commit themselves? Can't they sign the papers?
Well, certainly, yes, we can do that.
If we can live with Teddy, we'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes, where are
They're
they?
in here.
He's coming round, Super.
How do you do, Mr. Klein?
Good morning, Mr. Klein. Are you here too?
Yeah. Hey, Prof, you got your nephew out in the kitchen.
Let's sign him up, Superintendent.
Oh, would you give me a second? Excuse me,
I
Abby.
want to get this all cleaned up. 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Just a minute, please. Just a minute. Right.
And you here, Aunt Martha?
I'm really looking forward to going. This neighborhood has changed so.
I just think a front lawn again.
Excuse me, Mr. Brewster. I think we're overlooking something.
What?
We're going to need the signature of a doctor.
Oh. Oh, Dr. Einstein!
Jeez.
Come here a minute, will you?
I was just
going to
going
come in.
to...
At one point last night, I thought the doctor was going to operate on me. Come here a minute, doctor. Come on. Just sign right here.
Hey, doctor.
Right here, doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah. Right here, doctor.
Are you leaving, Doctor?
I'm just going to go out to the...
Aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
John. I don't think we're going to the same place.
Oh, wait. It's good to see you. Just stick around, huh?
Don't worry, I'm going to.
Hello? Mac? Yeah, Rooney. Just picked up that guy from Indiana. Yeah, it's just his accomplice. There's a description of him on the table in front of you. Read it to me. Yeah. 54, 5'2", poses as a doctor, speaks with a German accent. Sounds like him, yeah. Thanks, Mac.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor has just completed all the signatures.
Oh, thanks, Doctor. You're really doing Brooklyn a great service.
Okay, so this makes everything legal, right? Everything complete?
Oh, yes, yes.
Now you're safe. Now you're safe.
When do you think you'll be able to start?
Oh, would you go upstairs and tell Teddy what he has to take along with him?
Upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you.
No, Mortimer. You stay here. We want to talk to you. Yes, Mr. Witherspoon. If you go upstairs and turn to your left.
Okay. Unusual. Okay.
Mortimer, now that we're leaving this house, really is yours.
I couldn't live here. There's too many memories.
But you'll live somewhere when you and get married.
That's very indefinite.
It's nothing of the kind. Mortimer and I are going to be married right away.
Mortimer, we're very worried about you.
You two are gonna love it in Happydale.
No. You see,
Those signatures.
those signatures are
Are they going to investigate the signatures?
I doubt they'll investigate Dr. Einstein.
Oh, no, dear, it's not Dr. Einstein's signature. It's yours.
You see, you signed as next of kin.
Yes, of course.
Well, dear, it's something we never really wanted to tell you. But now you're a man, and it's something Elaine should know too. Well, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
You see, your mother came to us as a cook, and 3 months afterwards, you were born. She was such a sweet woman and such a good cook, we didn't want to lose her. So brother married her.
Not really a Brewster?
Now, don't feel badly about it, dear.
And it won't matter to you, Elaine.
Do you hear that? Do you understand? I'm a bastard.
Well, how about breakfast?
Oh, yeah.
Promise to Philadelphia, so Mortimer and I are going to have breakfast together at my house.
I'm gonna have a cup of coffee here, because
I think it's to your bed you should be going.
I'm going to bed, okay?
Mr. Witherspoon,
Yes?
you seem to have forgotten something.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you're leaving, Jonathan?
Yeah, he's going back to Indiana. Some People there want to take care of him for the rest of his life.
Oh, Jonathan, I'm very glad that you have a place to go.
Are you leaving too?
Yes, we're going to Halliday.
In this house will see the last of the Brewsters.
Unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion to make. Why don't you turn the property over to the church?
Oh, we never thought of that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
Come on, I'm a busy man.
Dear Amps, I can't better my record now, but neither can you. The score stands even. 12 to 12. At least I have that satisfaction.
Jonathan always was a mean boy. Never could stand anyone to get better of him.
I would love to show Jonathan that he's not so smart. Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you in Happydale?
No, I don't have any family.
I suppose you consider everybody Happydale in your family.
No. As head of the institution of Abbeydale, I've got to keep aloof.
Oh, it must be so lonely for you.
Oh, it is sometimes, but my duty is my duty.
Well, Martha, won't you come and sit down, Mr. Witherspoon?
Okay.
You can't join us for breakfast.
No.
I think if Mr. Witherspoon can't join us for breakfast, I think the least we should offer him a glass of elderberry wine.
We make it ourselves.
Elderberry? Well, ladies, see at the institution now, our place in meetings has to be more formal. But, well, just for now, oh, okay, elderberry wine? I thought I had my last glass of that.
Oh, no!
We started this production back in August. It seems a million miles away now. And it's been a long and tireless slog. But I'm sure you'll all agree it was well worth it. Yeah? This play was directed by Jean Dunn, and she's sitting behind on the wings here. Didn't get to see her own show. Let's welcome her on stage. You're not that shy. Come on.